What's up, B Squad? It's been a few days since I last saw you guys. I have to say I have really missed you guys so much. Once again, thank you so much for the love and the support that you guys have shown me. It really, really, really meant a lot to me, you guys. But I am here, like I said in my review, well not my review, in my channel update video. I'll be here. I'm gonna be around, and I'm going to do videos when I feel like doing them. Now, I do want to tell you guys that I have to do these videos because do something because I know if I don't do anything, then it's gonna become a habit for me not to do videos anymore, and I probably won't come back. So right now, I'm gonna do Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. You guys should have known I wasn't gonna leave that one. So I've been doing a lot of thinking, and for me, I feel like the channel needs a revamp, right? And you guys might not like what I'm about to say, but I think I'm about to cut reality TV out of the reviews. It's just too much negativity that comes from reality TV. I haven't made a definitive decision yet, but that's where I'm leaning. And more specifically, I'm leaning toward the black shows like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Potomac, Married to Medicine, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Ready to Love. We're going to talk about Ready to Love. I'll be back this Friday and we're going to talk about Ready to Love. Ready to Love, Bell Collective. I still might stick with Love After Lockup and Love During Lockup because that's an integrated cast. But the black shows, I think I'm just going. I'm thinking. I'm not sold on this just yet, but I am thinking that the black shows will be a no-go for me when it comes to reality TV. But that's not what we're here for today. We're literally just here to discuss Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 2, episode number 6, you guys. So we got 4 more episodes left of this season to go. And I guess we'll get Power Book 2, Ghost. You guys know Ghost is one of my favorites too. Love Ghost. But hey, before we go ahead and get into this, before we get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys do me that favor by liking. You guys, I think that helps me a lot. Please like the video, even if you come to the video for just 2 minutes. Please like the video, you guys. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, shall we? All right, you guys. So before we go ahead and just get into this episode, I want to say a happy birthday to my lovely mother. I'm going to put a picture of my mom somewhere on this screen. I don't know which side she's going to be on, but happy birthday to my mom. Today would have been her 82nd birthday. She was, miss her so much. So yeah, I'm gonna post a picture of her here on the video. I don't know which side, it'll be either here or here. But yeah, I'm gonna post her here, Instagram, in my stories, and on my timeline. But yeah, today would have been my mom's 82nd birthday. Doesn't really feel like it's been 5 years since she's passed away, but it is, unfortunately, 5 years. But today is today is a good day, and I'm actually, after I finish this review and edit it and upload it for you guys, I'm going to actually be heading down to the cemetery where my mother is buried at, just to check on her grave and make sure everything is good, which I know it's not, because the last time I went down there, actually I'm gonna post it on the community. I'm gonna post it for you guys to see her grave, her headstone. I love her headstone, but somebody there's like a little vase it's a little vase thing, and it's a square. It was built into it was put on there when the headstone went down there, and someone knocked it off. So I still got to get that fixed at some point, and I got to get my grandfather got to get him one too. Y'all are gonna cost me a lot, but I love you guys. I love them. Let's go ahead and talk about this show, shall we? So let's see where we are with this episode. This was a good episode, you guys. The ending of it, ooh, really interesting ending. But I kind of figured it when I saw the what do you call it? The thumbnail for this week's episode. I kind of figured it. I was like, you about to leave, buddy. So we see Rock. So Rock is meeting with her crew, right? And she's telling them, we're not gonna roll over for these Italians. I'm like, okay, Ryan, I get that you don't want to roll over for these Italians. You ain't no punk. You ain't this. You ain't that. But they might run deeper than you guys do. So I'm not saying roll over for them, but try to work something out with them. Maybe Jersey just ain't a good idea. And that's what Lou said, maybe Jersey ain't. And then I noticed that Snake Worrell was there. I'm like, if y'all don't take Worrell's raggedy ass out, but they not. So, like I said, Lou believes that, it's too soon for Jersey. And Marvin was like, I actually agree with him. But we all know Rock ain't finna listen to what nobody says. It's Rock's way or no way. So she also tells them that Kanan is back. I was like, girl, Kanan? Okay, Rock, I don't know if that's a smart decision to have your son back, but girl, go for it. So then Worrell pulls Rock to the side and tells Rock that, Neek might be of some assistance because Neek knows the Italians, and I guess the Italians owe Neek a favor. So he feels like, Neek could kind of smooth things out between, Rock and the Italians. And I'm like, Rock, it's slapping you in the face right about now that Neek and Worrell have been working together against you. And I don't know why she didn't take him out. So then as they were leaving, Rock was telling Kanan how he gonna be a leader and he gonna be the, the commander. I was like, if you know what I know and what we know about Kanan, Kanan's gonna be a flunky once he gets out of prison. Kanan is gonna be a flunky. You guys, I still think about this because watching Power Book 3 Raising Kanan, right? Watching this show, you see the relationship between Jukebox and Kanan. They're close, like brother and sister. I would love to know where the dynamic came in where she was giving him orders and everything, and or eventually got to the point that he unlived his own cousin. Because Kanan and Juke in this series are like brother and sister. So I just wonder, how did the things change between those two? So we see Rock, Marvin, Lou, and all of them. They went to go pay Unique a visit, right? So Neek is talking shit about them, basically, right? And he's really clowning Lou because you had the opportunity to take out Worrell, who had his legs between his bitch's legs. Neek's words, not mine. And he was like, maybe just wasn't his time. And he was like, maybe you ain't got it in you anymore. And I was like, I think that's more so what it is, that Lou just doesn't really 100% have it in him to just just pop. Anybody? Now, does anybody catch this between Neek and Rock? There's some sexual chemistry between those two, and I would love to see a scene with those two. No lie. I think that would be a good scene to watch. Neek and Rock having sex. That would be a good one. So, after she had her little sexual conversation with Unique, she told Marvin, like, you need to set up the meeting with them Italians and make sure it's in a public place, so that way they can't be trigger happy and just pop. So she was cool with that. So we do then have this meeting. So the big guy's name is Sal, and the family's name is the Bareilles. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So Sal and Rock are talking, right? So Neek tells Rock that he told Sal that him and her are working together. I was like, ooh. You see it now, Rock? That Neek and Worrell were working together against you, trying to get Neek back into business. Baby, they would be on borrowed time with me. Then we got Marvin. Marvin is over here talking to one of the Italian men. He asking him, so you live in Jersey, so you know where Eddie Murphy lived. And that boy was like, I don't live where he lives. I live in such and such. What did he say he lived? The boy said he lived in Westchester. He was like, Westchester. I'm like, does Tony live in Westchester? I'm still confused why Marvin is trying to all of a sudden look up Tony now. I'm really confused about him and Tony. My thing, I feel like Marvin misses Tony. I don't think because we know Tony didn't rat him out, so he's not trying to exact revenge on Tony. I think Marvin just misses what Tony used to do for him. But you got Renee. Go bang Renee, because that's coming. So then we see Sal. So Sal tells Rock he'll take off a percentage, right? But he wants Unique to run the operation up in Jersey. I was like, ooh, girl, you in a tough predicament, ain't you? Tough one. Let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So we see Kanan. So Kanan, he went up to one of the spots to get. He's the money boy, right? So the guy gives him a brown paper bag, and it got some money in it. So Kanan asked him, "How much money is in here?" He was like, "The money boy don't ask. The brown paper bag boy don't ask how much is in there, right?" But what Kanan is to do is take this down to the bodega, or Juliana's bodega. We still keeping money in the bodega. Why? There are rats in the bodega. Rock does some dumb I love my girl Rock, but girl, you do some dumb stuff, right? So we see Kanan and we see Fame. So they walking on their way to the bodega, right? Then these dudes come out and they wanted Fame's chain, right? And so they had the gun on Fame. I'm like, Fame, if you don't give up that chain, bruh, give it up. It ain't that deep. Maybe it is. I mean, it really could be, but not to lose your life over, right? So they take the chain and then they take the money, right? So you guys know how Kanan is. Kanan is like, we finna go back and get our shit. I was like, oh, okay. So Kanan is at Fame's place, right? Fame ain't got a knife. Fame ain't got a bat. Fame ain't got no kind of a weapon. He's like, what? You ain't got shit in this apartment. I do know one thing about that apartment. That apartment was nasty as hell. I was like, but you know what? Fame is a teenager, so I can't really talk too much about him. But I was like, wow, Fame. Okay. So he was like, you know what? You ain't got nothing. I really want the young man to just loosen your jaw up, sir. That is all I want for the young man that plays Kanan. I just want you to loosen up your jaw. Because you talk, I mean, I know he's trying to emulate 50 Cent, but Jesus Christ, when he clenches his jaw together, it makes it's just unbearable at times. So he goes down to Palomar and what is the daughter's name? I forget what Palomar's daughter's name is, right? But they go down there and they ask him for a knife, and the daughter was like, "What do y'all need a knife for? We gonna cook." She's like, "Y'all don't need no other kind of utensils, no fork, no spoon, no bowls, no none of that. You just need a knife." So Palomar comes and gets Kanan. She's like, "I got just what you need," and she hands him a gun. I was like, "Wait a minute, lady, what?" Baby, it's something wrong with Palomar. Girl, you about to meet your maker. You are gonna meet your maker pretty soon, Palomar. Cause Rock ain't finna go for this. I just don't see my girl Rock going for this at all, baby. She is gonna ixnay your ass, right? Then she kissed him on the cheek. I was like, girl, this is a teenager. You a grown ass woman, an old ass woman. Okay, girl, go ahead and do you. So Kanan went over to the boys' place that took the bag as well as Fame's, necklace, right? Kanan got the shit, right? But he took his hand back and pistol whipped that dude. I was like, ooh. And then he continuously beat him. I was like, Kanan, stop. Even Fame was like, stop. Kanan, stop. We gotta go. Because there was a man in the hallway. So they take off running. When they took off running, they left. Then you hear the cops come up, and the cops got Fame, but Kanan was able to get away. Sorry, Fame. So then we see Rock and Marvin. So they're talking, Marvin is asking Rock how are things when she and Kanan went up to, the Catskills, right? She says, besides them Italian niggas trying to take us out, Kanan didn't really talk to me, right? He says, well, at least Kanan talking to you because Juke ain't talking to me. And she's like, you know what, Mitch, speaking of Juke, why would you fight your daughter like she's some kind of nigga off the street? I was like, it's finally somebody asked him. She said, the next time you do that to her, you're going to have to deal with me because Juke is like my daughter. And then she also tells him about, the fact that Juke has been in contact with Kenya. He was like, Kenya? How long has this been a thing? She said, just pretty recently, and I just found out not too long ago. So Marvin is in his feelings, right? So Kanan came home, and Kanan's like, Ma, we got to go get the Fame out of jail. She's like, huh? Yeah, Ma, the cops got Fame, so we got to get him. She's like, that is not our problem. Uncle Marvin, I'm with your mama. So they have dinner, right? Marvin was trying to have a conversation with Juke. Juke ain't want to hear nothing that Marvin had to say, right? So after dinner, we see Rock. So Rock is talking to, Lou, and she's asking him, so that stuff that Unique was talking about, I've been noticing that from you. So you're getting soft on me? Uh, when it comes to Lou, we saw this with Lou last season, where Lou is not 100% in the business anymore. Lou has other goals, dreams, and aspirations. We know Lou wants to do this music thing, right? But we also know that Crown Camacho wants him out of the business, right? And Rock told him that basically, that he was like, maybe it was just my conscience, my subconscious, right? And she was like, well, your boy Crown came to me, right? Trying to buy you out the business, trying to get you out the studio, talking about you ain't got it, you ain't good at it. He was like, why are you telling me that? She was like, maybe it was my subconscious, or you know what, maybe it was just actually my conscience that made me tell you that. I was like, well, it was nice knowing you, Crown. It was nice knowing Crown Camacho for the time we've known him. Crown lasted a lot longer than I expected him to. I will say that. So, we see Fame got out of jail. Who got him out of jail? You guessed it. Daddy Daycare. Oh, God, you guys. I have to be honest with you guys. I am so over this storyline with Kanan and Detective Howard, right? Now, the one thing that I didn't mention is the crackhead who saw, remember, when Detective Howard got shot, remember that crackhead he was high out of his mind, but he knows what he saw, and he saw Kanan. I'm like, Detective Daddy Daycare, you're going to have to handle that one, because he knows that your son, he knows that Kanan is the one that shot you. But that's going to be interesting to see. Let's pause here, you guys. Let's move forward. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Burke and Howard. So Howard, in the beginning of the episode, we saw Howard. Howard was at this diner, and he was waiting for someone. Now I couldn't guess for the life of me who he was waiting for, but the person never showed up. Come to find out, he was actually waiting for Kanan. And when he got Fame out of jail, he told Kanan, the next time I tell you we're gonna meet somewhere, you better have your ass there. I was like, wow. Harsh a little bit. He's a kid. This is a kid. And you already know his mama don't like you and don't want nobody to know that you're his daddy. So give the boy some leeway. He gotta sneak around his crazy ass mama. So then we see Burke. So Burke is getting Howard's file, right? So she noticed that there was a time gap in his file. So the guy was like, either he must have taken someone's life, or he was undercover. So they come up with the consensus that he was undercover for some time, right? So then we see her talking to her girlfriend, right? I'm like, lady, stay with your girlfriend, because I'm tired of you. When it comes to Burke, she is getting to the level of Angela, like I said last week, she's getting to the level of Angela Valdez and up there with Detective Rodriguez. Angela has already met her maker. I need for Rodriguez to meet her maker and for Burke to meet hers. Because baby, Burke is working my nerves. So it's just like Rodriguez, Burke is teetering. Actually, Burke and Rodriguez are neck and neck with the annoyance level. So yeah, mind your business, sis. That's all I gotta say is mind your business. Mind your business. Mind your business. So I'm gonna pause here for just a second, and we're gonna go ahead and move forward to the next. So the next thing that I want to talk about, you guys, is Jukebox in Kenya. So we see Jukebox in Kenya. They're out shopping for dresses for Jukebox. I was like, oh, girl, you could just, and I don't know how Kenya didn't see it, but I'm like, girl, don't you see that your daughter is uncomfortable wearing this damn dress? Like, it is just the most uncomfortable thing for her. Juke is comfortable in some jeans, some sweatpants, and some baggy clothes. And that's the style of the 90s. I mean, we are in the 90s. That was the style that was the style, right? Plus some asymmetrical haircuts. Oh, God. My cousin, when I see some pictures of my cousins, them with them asymmetrical haircuts, I was just like, what were y'all going through? Granted, I wasn't alive in the 1990s, but I never had an asymmetrical haircut. Never, ever, ever. I just had a shortcut. Thank God for that. Had a shortcut always, forever and always, right? So when Juke and Kenya left shopping, I think though now you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but the guys that ran into Juke and Kenya weren't those the guys that she was boosting with last season? Kind of like Juke in a dress. Who knew that Juke was fine? You buying this shit, Juke? And I don't think Kenya caught that, but Juke was like, yeah, this is my mom, and they left, right? They eventually left. So then we see Marvin. So Marvin was in his anger management class, and I guess anger management is starting to work for Marvin. Um, Now, mind you, Marvin was talking about the business, but he was talking in a way that they didn't know what he was talking about. And then he was about to cuss at one point, but he caught himself. And Renee was like, "Did you guys see what Marvin did? He was about to cuss, and he didn't. He changed his words because words can affect how people react to things." I was like, "Girl, it's just words." I don't understand how people get so affected and so offended by words. For me, only one word will bother. Two words will bother me, but one is the top. The N word. If somebody that's not black calls me the N word, that's the only word that I'm going to react to. But calling me out my name, calling me a dumbass, a bitch, whatever, anything you want to call me, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a good one. Like, I'm a good one. I'm a good bitch. I'm a good, I'm a good this. I'm a good that. I don't answer to words, but like I say, if someone that is non-black calls me a nigga, that's the only word that's gonna make you catch these hands to your face. Other than that, I can give run iota of a fuck. So, but you know what? I do realize that some people are triggered by words. Like if you call somebody a bitch, you call me a motherfucking. So some people do get offended by that. So I guess she is right, but girl, whatever. So then we finally see Marvin and Kenya meet up with each other, right? So Marvin went to Kenya's place, right? And basically told Kenya, like, I've been here for 16 years. You ain't been here. You went to go chase a dream, being a fake ass Anita Baker. I was like, not a fake ass Anita Baker. Okay. We got the fake ass J-Lo. Oh, we'll talk about fake ass J-Lo in just a minute. But he tells her, don't nobody need her. I was like, I bet the differ your daughter needs her, because you beat your daughter like a random nigga off the streets. But that's neither here nor there. Let's pause here, you guys, and I think we're going to wrap up this episode. All right, you guys, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode quickly. Lou. So we saw Lou, he was in the studio right at one point. So then Zisa came down to the studio, and, Zisa was talking about, so she was like, why didn't you tell me that song that you gave me was your niece's song? She said, does she sing it better than me? Yes, she sang it better than you. He was like, it ain't about her singing it better than you. I said, I beg to differ. Have you heard fake ass J-Lo sing? She's not the great. I mean, she's not like I just want Lou to say, girl, let me slide my penis in your vagina. I just want Lou to say that. Hell, I mean, come on, just say it. Zisa's probably gonna let you hit. I mean, come on. She's probably gonna let you smash. Just say that. So she says, Cartier is getting pissed off because, my song isn't on the radio. He says, and I am too. But he says, tell Cartier to keep listening. It's going to be on the radio. I don't necessarily think that song is going to make it to the radio. Once again, she's just not that talented. She's just not that good. She's not that good. Because when I hear that girl sing, I'm like, I would never, if this was on the radio. And no shade to the young lady who's playing Zisa. You're giving, ooh, that's gonna be shady. Well, I said it before, J-Lo. You're giving a little bit of J-Lo and Ashanti, Cassie, Sierra. You're giving them. Just saying. And you're giving them. Just all I gotta say, you're giving them, right? So she's talking about who she, when she in the studio, she's singing to somebody. I hope you sing it to a cat, or a dog, or to the wall, because again, that singing just ain't that sis. He said, who you singing to? She said, who you think? I'm like, if y'all two don't go on head. So, people that need to smash: Marvin and Renee, Lou and fake ass J-Lo, and Rock and Nick, right? They need to go ahead and bang it out. Bang it, bang it, bang it, bang it out. You guys, I was about to forget this one scene, but I'm glad I said it. I'm glad I said his name. Cartier, that nigga would have got his ass popped. Like, so Cartier is with Rock, and they had his art, his art gallery. I have to think about what you call it. His art gallery, right? He's telling her what he does and what and everything, right? So there's this painter there. There was this painter there. So the painter was like, "Hey, I need help moving this to your car." Cartier popped the shit out that man. He backhanded that man. I was like, I fast forward that scene 3 times. There's your hand, bitch. He said, "There's your hand, bitch. Want another one?" That man walked away. I was like, "No, sir. You got bitch." He said, he asked Cartier for a hand, and Cartier just backslapped him. "There's your hand, bitch." Like a pimp. "Don't you ever interrupt me." And then the man came back. The man came back and said, "It's in the car." I was like, "Sir, didn't he just tell you don't interrupt him?" And he slapped you, baby. If Cartier had slapped me like he slapped that man, we would have been some blasting. We would have been blasting. I would have been like, I would have shot up Cartier. No lie. I would have blasted Cartier up. So at the end, so we see Lou. So actually, Crown was in the studio. He was putting up some records, right? So Lou came in and rest in peace to Crown Camacho, because Lou took him out. Now, I was thinking it was going to be a shootout, but it wasn't a shootout. He strangled him. I was like, ooh, terrible way to go out. Terrible way to go out. Terrible way to go out. At least it wasn't like Proctor. Y'all, I still can't get over that. That is one death on TV that I just can't get over. Joseph Proctor's death. Oh, the way that Tommy took out Proctor. Poor Proctor. Poor Proctor. Poor Proctor. So yeah, rest in peace to Crown Camacho. Not gonna really miss Crown. Gonna keep it real. Not gonna really miss Crown. Now see, Lou was gonna let the whole situation that he slept with, that he smashed Jessica, he wasn't gonna let that go. But it was the business stuff that set it off for him. But hey, you guys, that was the review. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys, and until the next time, please stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I will see you guys for something else. I'll probably see you guys Wednesday for Beverly Hills. Don't hold me to that, but that's what I'm thinking. I might see you guys for Beverly Hills. I'm off work this entire week, so I might see you guys Wednesday. I may not. I don't know. But I know I'll see you guys again for episode 7 of Raising Kanan next Sunday. See you guys later. Bye, guys.